Access to this game was provided by Nintendo. Recently, Nintendo reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to review Donkey Kong Country Returns. I enthusiastically said yes. I've been a huge fan of Donkey Kong Country since the beginning of my video game playing life. As a kid, I saved up money for years and eventually bought a Super Nintendo. The particular version I bought was the Donkey Kong Country set. I still have it to this day. Playing Donkey Kong Country as a kid was a huge deal for me. Now, as for Donkey Kong Country Returns, when it first came out for the Wii, I was at a time in my life where I didn't own a Wii. By the time I actually got a Wii and finally gave it a spin, I honestly wasn't a huge fan of motion controls, so I actually skipped the game. The game later came out on 3DS, which removed the motion controls, and I was so stoked to finally give the game a shot. And although the game was a technical marvel to port a Wii game to the 3DS, the graphics were slightly downgraded, and I'm the type of person who has a weird quirk where I really want to play the definitive version of a game. Now with the HD version on the Switch, I can finally enjoy it with improved graphics and without motion controls. The game itself includes a classic and new mode. The new mode is slightly easier and offers different items that you can buy at Cranky Kong's shop. I honestly don't have as much time to game as I used to, so while I love a challenge, I also don't like to be frustrated. I went with the modern mode, but be self-controlled when it comes to overpowering my characters with power-ups and upgrades. The story in Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is a bit different than previous games. Instead of the usual villains like Captain K. Rool, you have these mysterious masks that have hypnotized the island's creatures. It's a fresh twist, and the gameplay is just as fun as I remember. I played up to World 3 and it's been quite a challenge, but in a good way. The one thing I do miss is all the crocodile and alligator baddies. It kind of feels like a Mario game without Bowser as the bad guy, which isn't the worst thing in the world. There are several notable examples of when Mario has teamed up with Bowser, or there's been a completely different baddie. Yeah, I miss the old Donkey Kong, but I'm just kind of fighting with my personal nostalgia to tell myself, hey, you know, this is a new thing and it's okay for things to be new. Trying new things is at the forefront of making sure that games evolve. But low-key, I still miss Captain K. Rool. The thing is this worth the play? This game offers quite a bit of a challenge, but it isn't so frustrating that I can't play. There are new mechanics thrown in, but there's quite a bit of nostalgia throughout. One thing to note that this is a collectathon game, like most platforming games. I'm the type of gamer that gets hung up on needing to collect every single collectible, to the point of frustration sometimes. If I can't find every single collectible, I kind of lose it. But for this, I kind of used some self-control, and I made an internal rule that, hey, I don't have to get everything, but at very minimum, I have to get K-O-N-G in every level. And then sometimes I'll go back to get all the other puzzle pieces and all the other things. You know, I just gotta get Kong, where I don't count it as beating the level. I'm still glad I finally gave this game a try. If you're a fan of Donkey Kong Country, you'll love this. Even if you played the Wii or the 3DS version, the Switch version is worth it for the nostalgia and the improved experience.